I'll tell you one thing that happened in my life that I'll remember the moment it happened is I was supposed to come in April of 2020 to Australia. I was in California. My wife calls me up. I think you need to bump up your flight. What do you mean? Are you kidding? It's so hard to do this. This COVID thing? I think it's going to be bad. Oh, come on now. It's just the flu. It's not a big deal. I'll come in April. No, no, no. Trust me. I have a bad feeling about this. I think you need to bump up your flight. I go, okay, let me check. I go and look for my flight. It's gone. My Virgin flight that I paid good money for, it's gone. It's not nowhere to be seen.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Business Expansion Tips with Kanika Vasudeva. I have got the lovely Christine Blosdale with me today, and she is an expert authority coach. He started her business coaching on the side in about 2015. Now, as we are recording this is 2025, and she is going to take us through her journey, ups and downs with her coaching business, and what helped shape it, what helped it make successful and the place at which it is today. So, welcome, Christine. So
Thank you,
happy to have you
Kanika.
here.
Thank you so much. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so first up, you call yourself an expert authority coach. What is that?
I take entrepreneurs, mostly women in business, and I look at their branding, I look at their digital footprint, I look at what they're passionate about doing, and I take the gems that I see that maybe they don't see and turn them into a recognizable brand, a memorable brand through different media. So that might be podcasting, book publishing, it might be social media, it might be TikTok, it might be viral videos that they can do, having their own podcast, those type of things. So basically, I help them become the expert authority that they already are, but let them claim it in different ways through the branding.
That's so beautiful. And the great thing that I love about you is that you really do play with a lot of different platforms. So
Yes.
talk to
Yeah.
me about your favorite platform. What's the
Oh,
best thing somebody can do? The
that's
easiest,
so
perhaps, in your opinion.
that's so hard. Well, because it might be easy for me, and it might be for somebody else. For the longest time, I dreamt of being an author, and I thought it was going to be too hard. I thought it would be too out of my scope, right? Too difficult. I have to write some big Tom Clancy novel, and I just poo pooed it, and I said no, I can't do it. And then I realized one day that I don't have to write a 700-page book, that I can actually write about something that I know very well, and it can be a small book. It could be an itty bitty book. It can be a 30 pages, 35 pages if I wanted to. And so I sat down, I wrote my very first book, Your Amazing Itty Bitty Podcast book, about a topic that I knew very well. I had spent 20 years in radio broadcasting. I was an on air host, I was a producer. Then, about 10, maybe 11 years, I moved into podcasting, and I loved the genre. I loved the art of the interview. I loved everything about podcasting. But I wanted to teach people how to do it in a simple, easy, and fun way. So I started with that book, and then I just kept going. I kept writing more books and then teaching people how to create their own podcast. But what I find is that one of my favorite things to do is writing those books, but I'm not a writer. And this is one thing that I tell my clients, who I say, if you want to really put your stamp on yourself that you're an expert authority, writing a best-selling book is one of the best ways you can do it. And it does not take a lot of time. I am not a writer. And when I say that to people, they go, wait a second, you've got all these different books. Wow. I'm not a writer, I'm a talker. So I've found this beautiful way where I can take video content of me speaking at webinars, workshops, masterclasses, podcast shows, and I take the content that I create in those workshops and presentations, and I take it through software where I can make it, instead of it being a transcript, because that would be really boring to read, I can take it and turn it into an enjoyable, readable text, a chapter in a book, right? Or a module in a course if I wanted to. So I'm able to write these books based on all of my knowledge in my brain, what I've experienced, put it into a book format so I can reach a lot more people. And then if you work with me, or if you know my system of becoming a best-selling author, getting it to bestseller status is there's a system involved, right? There's a little challenge with that. But once you become a best-selling author, it just helps your expert authority. You move to the top of the ranks if you're going to be a guest on a podcast show, or if you want to be interviewed for a magazine or featured, let's say, in the local television production. It helps if you have that best selling category. So that's one of my favorite mediums to work through, because with the book you can do a hardcover, you can do a paperback, you can do an audio book. Audiobooks are really fun.
And
A
it's just
challenge, but
always good to
fun.
say as well that, hey, I've got a book, you know, it.
Ah, exactly. Yes. You can use it as a lead magnet too if you really wanted to.
Mhm.
Don't rely on your first book that you're going to do, that you're going to retire on the royalties, but it does really help. And you having that book, with you, especially if you're going to engagements and things like that, that also helps open doors as well. Yeah.
So, talk to me a little bit then, because I'm sure a lot of listeners here will be very curious. What is this software? Like, how do we talk and make a book?
Yeah. Okay. So I have hours and hours and hours of me yapping about all these different things. So I do workshops and master classes on branding, and marketing, digital marketing, the things that you can do, little tips and tricks that you can do. I also talk about creating TikToks and the power of TikTok and things like that. So I take those videos, I put it through a software called Video to Blog, and Video to Blog is free. Everybody can use it. Now, of course, because I use it so much, I have the paid version, the pro version. But basically, you can tell it, you can upload a video or an audio file, and you can say, turn this into an interesting blog, turn this into a listicle, turn this into a summary, turn this in. And what it does is it takes your words that you've said, and instead of it being a word for word transcript, which again, nobody wants to read because that's boring, it takes it and it puts it into context. So it can be informal, it can be uh, casual, it can be formal, it could be professional, all those things. And I just allow it to do it. It knows me. The AI knows me really well. So I just allow it basically to take what I've said, put it out into paper, into chapter format, and then I collect all of those different things and put it together. That's what I did with my latest book, The Social Media and Branding Survival Guide. I had so many workshops that I have done on different social media, little tips and tricks that I have with social media and branding, that I put them all together and put them in the form of this book. And
Because
so,
that's a brilliant
yes.
idea. Because
Yeah, because
I've
I
got
hate
my
writing.
Yeah, because I've got the business expansion accelerator that I'm starting in January. And this is aimed at coaches and entrepreneurs who are wanting to grow their business. They're wanting to have more clients come in, expand their authority, get more income, and have a massive impact. And so within that, I'm going to teach them a lot of workshops around all these different topics. And now you've just given me a fantastic piece that pull it
Yes.
all together, make a book, which has been my dream for such a long time.
Oh,
That's
you can
amazing.
do it. You can do it. Trust me. The idea, the concept of me looking at a blank Word doc, I just go, I don't freeze up, but I just go, oh, this is going to be so painful. But speaking about something that you're passionate about, kind of like if you're passionate about it and you've got really good advice or strategies for people, that shouldn't just stay in that workshop or that webinar. It should be made available to people all around the world, right? It can help them. And so, of course, also when I allow the software to do this, of course, what I do, this is my editing. I print it up. I put it into the chapters, that I put it into format that I want. Then I print it up and I read it out loud, like I'm doing an audiobook. I read it out loud because when you read it out loud, as opposed to just reading it, you hear, and you'll hear yourself. And as long as you know that the words that you're reading out loud sounds like you talking, and it makes really good sense and it feels good, then the reader is going to get it, and they're going to get it from you. So that's my editing process. Is I'll go through that, and sometimes I'll read through something and I'll say, "Oh, no, I used that word just recently. I don't need to use it again. Let me find a different word to express those things." So, yes, it's fun. Oh, you got to do it.
Oh, that's lovely tips, Christine. I'm sure a lot of people will resonate with that because I, for sure, am a talker. Like, give me an audience, my class, and just words come out. And then give me the screen, and I'm like, oh,
Right.
okay. Takes a lot longer. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell me your experience with other platforms. Like, you are amazing with TikTok. How do you think of TikTok? Because it is ever changing, it's got so many trends. And what advice do you have for people, especially, uh, people who are just like, well, I'm maybe older, and what do I do on this platform?
Yes.
How do I transform, and how do I still stay relevant?
Well, what I tell my clients is that you want to go where your potential clients and customers are, where your audience is, where your tribe is. Not everybody's tribe is on TikTok. Depending on the business, depending on the person, their jive might be LinkedIn,
Mhm.
right? LinkedIn is great for networking and collaboration, and it's a different scale, right? But
Yeah.
TikTok is one of those places that it's just I love it. It's the wild wild west. And what I love about it is that you can be authentic and you can be real. And as we see right now, humanity is craving authenticity.
Mhm.
This idea of being perfect, flawless. We see Hollywood crumbling. We see the music industry crumbling. We see politics crumbling.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
because we can tell bull stuff when we smell bull stuff.
Mhm.
We're becoming much wiser. And with that, we don't want the fake. We don't maybe to watch a train wreck, but not to invest in that. So we're really craving that authentic connection. And that's what I would say most of the time when I'm meeting clients for the first time, we having a discovery call, they'll say, "You know what, Christine? Um, I've got this person who's a branding coach, a guru, charges X amount of dollars, but I connect more with you because you're authentic and you're real and you're telling me exactly not what I want to hear, but what I need to hear." And so I think that authenticity coming into this next year is going to be rewarded really well. And TikTok is a perfect platform for that because you can be yourself. You can be funny, you can be serious, you can be um, educational, informational, any of those things. And your tribe will find you. The algorithm is very clever. It connects you with the people that are going to want your content. So I love TikTok for a lot of different reasons, but it's not for everybody. Yeah.
Thanks, Christine. Love that. I love that around TikTok. And I also love you calling out that we should be on the right platforms because very often that can be the mistake, especially a lot of younger, maybe the starting entrepreneurs make. Because
Yes.
there can be a pressure that, oh, I've got to be here, I've got to be here, I've got to be here. And you've got to be where your audience is. Insta is going to talk differently, it's got different people. LinkedIn is very different, professional. Insta will I feel it's more like designer like this is where you show off. This is how good
Visual.
everything
Yeah.
is. Yeah, so I love that. And I also love you pointing around authenticity. I think there's coming a point where, first of all, we're seeing a lot of the public facades being peeled off. We're,
Yes, ma'am.
we're seeing the realness behind things. And then AI, we've all seen a lot of AI creations now.
Yes.
So if now anything, just be authentic. Like truly, don't be as polished, like just be you. And that's far more welcome than the perfect AI videos.
Well, and there's a saying, people buy from people, right? So
Yeah.
now you can use AI. Like I said, I use AI to enhance the work that I do, right? I can use AI for creating certain videos or using the technology for certain videos. I love like Descript. Descript is a great thing. If you're a podcaster, if you're someone who does videos or you're speaking And if you have the unfortunate, like I have this affliction of saying and quite a bit. And I don't mind every now and then having an and because that's human. But man, sometimes when I'm listening to or I'm watching a video of myself, I go, "Oh my gosh, I used that so many times." It's a placeholder. It's a placeholder. So Descript's AI program will go in and get rid of all those uhs and ums, right? You could keep a couple if you want, but it's brilliant. And do you know how much time that saves me from going in and editing all that stuff? It's insane. So using these AI tools to help in our productivity, I think is wonderful, but don't let it replace the human element of your if you're a coach or if you're a consultant, don't let it replace that. Let it enhance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because that's our authenticity. That's our genius. That is our unique essence, unique gift that we are bringing out into the world. Do you have
Yeah.
any other tools? Because you are so good with
Yeah.
listing out your main ones. Anything that you.
I do. I have a list here. It's funny because I have a list here. It's to remind me because I have so many different subscriptions too, to remind me to actually use all of these programs. So, Video to Blog is a great resource, and it's free. I also use Opus Clips, which helps, again, taking long format video and chopping it up into shorter social media videos, vertical videos. Descript, I do love a lot. It helps
Me
me put
too.
put captions on my videos. It helps me again clean things up and all of that. It's also great for clips too, video clips. Um, of course, the OG Chat GPT is phenomenal, and I upgraded and bought the I'm paid for the subscription, so I went to the pro level of it, and it's fantastic. So I love I call him Charlie, my Chat GPT, but also now I got into Gemini, and the nano banana, whatever that thing is insane because ChatGPT is horrific. It's horrible with images. You ask it to create a cool
Yeah.
image of you, and then you got seven fingers and five eyes, and it's horrible. Gemini, on the other hand, is brilliant with images. So if you say, "Hey, I would like to have here's a photo of Kanika. I want you to have her sitting on a pyramid of gold bricks in front of a vault, a bank vault, and she's laughing and dollars are falling from the sky, whatever you want to say. And instead of having black hair, have her have red hair. Okay, what comes up is brilliant. It's so good, and there's no seven fingers. It's actually you have your normal five fingers on each hand. So Gemini is great, and that's a fabulous tool. And then Gamma AI, Gamma I use for doing presentations. You can also create websites with Gamma. Um, but for presentations, instead of doing the old PowerPoint or even Canva, I like Gamma.
Yeah.
GAMMA. Yeah.
I've tried Gamma AI. That's pretty beautiful. Also, with the way it brings up the animations and so on, shows you a
Yeah.
couple of different ways in which to lay out the text. It's really good. I haven't really tried Gemini for images, but I've tried Mid Journey. I don't know, maybe Gemini is the freer version.
Gemini is free. I was surprised at the quality, and they've done a bit of an upgrade. They're teasing you. So this nano banana part of Gemini, they just announced they go for the month of December. You can use the pro version of Nano Banana for free, and I have used it, and it's really good. It's
I
so
love
good.
the name, I gotta
I
say.
know, and I'm hoping I'm like, oh, not another thing I need to subscribe to, but that's okay because it's all good. It's all fun.
Still, considering, I feel that we are so lucky today because a lot of people can look at social media and go, gosh, there's all this work that I've got to do. And I have a completely different take on it. I think that this is free advertising. These are all the places where I can go. I can use my language. I can present myself however I want to talk to it. And it's
Yeah.
available to me whenever I want to do it for free. It's so
Yes.
much lower cost, actually, than perhaps, let's say, in 2015 when you would have started, because there
Yeah.
weren't these avenues like this. And that
Yeah.
time, if you had to talk to reach out clients across the globe, there probably wouldn't be a very low cost way.
No. And I come from the radio broadcasting world. It used to be you needed to take out, not long ago, you had to take out an ad, either in radio or print magazines or which that's a dying art. There's radio and print is just sort of kind of going the way of the dodo bird on that one, or television or something like that. And remember, you couldn't get something published. You couldn't get a book published unless you had a publisher. And in order to get a publisher, you probably had to have an agent, and then they take all the money. So now we're in this creator economy. That's what they call it. So the creator economy means you can make a living creating, and you create content, and whatever really sticks with you that you feel good about, but also you get a good response with, go with it. You've got people they're in their kitchen showing you how to feed a family of 5 for 20 bucks, and they've got, millions of followers. And they're making very good money doing something that they normally would be doing, but maybe they got a little sass, a little personality, or they're just down home funny, and people love watching it, right? It's not the day of programming like television before, where it was the major three, however many networks were on, and you had to go and they were programming it to you. Now we're seeking out the programming that we want through podcasts, through subscribing to your podcast, through TikTok channels, people that we follow on TikTok and YouTube and all of that. So it's different now. And it is, like you said, so many platforms are free. You just got to get out there. You need to be seen and heard.
Absolutely. And the best thing is you can do it in whatever way, shape, and form you want to. Like you
Yes,
do you. You be as sassy as you want, you be as funny as you want, you talk about a topic that you really like, and how amazing, what a gift that is to us
absolutely.
and to the world where we share all of this.
Absolutely. That's why when they were looking to ban TikTok in the US, it was very troubling to me because I'm American. But I'm also Australian now. Uh but there's so many creative people and so many people doing important work. We're not just talking influencers. We're talking about people that are on the ground reporting about the things that the news should be reporting about, but they're not. And so these are on the ground real people reporting on issues that are critical and people need to know about, right? And if you cut out Americans from that soup that we have on TikTok, it would be a tragedy because the world needs to hear from Americans and Americans need to hear from the world as well. What
Yes.
what we think about what's going on, and they need to be connected. We all need to be connected in some way. So I think that's really important to bring up as well.
Yeah, it brings out the realness. It brings out realness in parenting moments, um, in really trying out. It gives everybody that voice to share and for all of us to be exposed to so many different things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to me about your initial years. You know, you spent some time doing two jobs, doing your coaching business. How was that? And then how was the journey like, especially in the first few years? And then when did you decide to jump? Why? Before we continue, I want to pause for a moment because so many of you who are listening to this podcast are building something really meaningful. And a lot of times, what stands between you and steady sales is simply an energetic or a messaging block. And once that is removed, then sales can start coming in. So, if you want to understand what's really going underneath your sales patterns, then book a free energetic sales audit with me at artoflifecenter.com/sales. And we'll identify what's holding you back and some of the shifts that you can make to earn more income and attract aligned clients.
Well, it was a natural, I think, progression for me because I have always wanted to be a teacher. I studied in
You
college to
look like
be
the teaching type.
yes, I studied to be a teacher. And then I found out how much they paid first year teachers, and I said, no, okay, maybe not. Um,
But
So,
you have this motivation, you have this energizing energy around you.
thank
So
you.
you would make a really good person to be in the room with and inspire people.
Well, and I I like learning alongside the people that I teach and that I coach. And so I think I went from that sort of that teaching idea to working with individuals. I did a little bit of personal private fitness coaching and all of that stuff when you're trying to find yourself in your 20s, as you do. But then I was really lucky and I worked for America Online for a short amount of time where I had to connect with an audience that was very wide, from 8 years old to 80. Really, that's the audience for America Online. But remember, back then, that was all we had was America Online. We had no YouTube, we had no TikTok, Facebook, nothing. It was just AOL. So it was a great experience for me to connect and message, right? Communicate. Then I got transferred from that. I went to work into radio, was there for 20 years doing broadcast journalism, fundraising. So I worked on my sales pitches and all of that stuff, but also communicating with people through the microphone. And I just found that the guests that I had on that I was talking to and interviewing, they were wonderful, incredible people, business leaders, thought leaders. But I would be always sitting there going, "Oh, when this interview is over, I want to tell them, I want to give them some advice or some tips on other things that they could be doing for their business." And so I held back a little bit and then eventually started talking to people. And they were like, "Why don't you do this for a living?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I guess I could." And I just started slowly, right? I did not jump from the fire to the, or from the frying pan into the fire. I just started slowly.
Mhm. And then there was a moment when you would have switched full time. When did you feel that you'd actually made it, that you could be the full time coach? Like we talked a little bit
Yeah.
before the episode, and you mentioned that, during COVID time, you basically were here. So the choice was made for you, in a sense, to
Yeah.
leave the radio world. But
I
when
was
did you know
still
you had made it?
Yeah, I was still working for the radio, for the network from here because I could record, you know, the great thing about the internet is you can record things and then send it via the electronic files. So I was fine with that. But what I found is that, for quite a few years, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I was double timing it. So I was working my full time job. I was getting up super, super early, trying to get other work done, coming home, working on the weekends, trying to fit everything in. And I was just exhausted. It was too much. And then because of the COVID thing, I was here in Australia working still for the radio station. But you know what happens is when you're out of sight, out of mind. So after a while, it's really difficult to have those connections when you don't have that physical closeness, right? I'm not dropping by the studio. I'm not there at the station. I'm not talking to people. I'm 7,000 miles away, even though I'm communicating via, WhatsApp or phone calls and things like that. So I think it was easier for me to just step aside and step away from that. Plus, I was busier than ever during COVID. My business just went crazy because everybody was locked down and they needed to upskill. People needed to know, I need to create a podcast. How do I create one? Well, Christine will show me how. I need to write a book. Now's the perfect time to write a book. I'm stuck at home with my family. Who's going to help me? Oh, Christine. So I got really busy during COVID. I was very blessed. And there was a complete explosion, a renaissance of women starting their own business. It was unlike anything I've ever seen. They were tired of working for people who either underemployed them or let them go, or they didn't have that job security, and they had all this experience and they wanted to share their wisdom with the world. They wanted to start their own business. So it was a really busy time for me. So I was lucky in that respect. COVID, helped me a bit in that respect.
Great. And I'm just trying to understand for people. what that shift truly is like. Because, especially when I look at the listeners, they've got something meaningful that they're bringing out in the world as well. And sometimes it can feel like this abyss. You know, you want that and you sort of don't know what it is like. So, talk to me about your mindset, perhaps in the beginning, were there things, especially as you're starting out, that there are little doubts, there are little things that come up? And then how did that shift, especially as you see yourself now? How do
Yes.
you shift from that person? How has Christine evolved now? What's the difference?
I think it's a strong sense of confidence, not an egoic um, attitude. You know, I don't have a lot of ego, but I'm really confident in myself. And I'll tell you one thing that happened in my life that I'll remember the moment it happened is I was supposed to come in April of 2020 to Australia. I was in California. My wife calls me up. I think you need to bump up your flight. Well, what do you mean? Are you kidding? It's so hard to do this. This COVID thing? I think it's going to be bad. Oh, come on now. It's just the flu. It's not a big deal. I'll come in April. No, no, no. Trust me. I have a bad feeling about this. I think you need to bump up your flight. I go, okay, let me check. I go and look for my flight. It's gone. My Virgin flight that I paid good money for, it's gone. It's not nowhere to be seen. I call up the airlines. What's happening? Oh, hello, Mrs. Blasdale. uh, because the Australian government decided that they're going to shut the border, all of the flights going to Australia are being canceled. And I said, "Excuse me, my wife is there, and our two children are there, and I need to be there." And she said, "Well, you know, what can I say?" She says, "All these flights are just being canceled at this moment. I'm looking at the computer screen. Everything's going black." I have to go. I need to go. Is there anything?" And she said, "Yes, there's one flight. It's leaving today in a couple hours. Do you want it?" Now,
Wow.
my whole house was full of all my belongings. My car is in the driveway. I have dishes in the sink. I
I
look
can only
around
imagine. Yeah.
and I go, yes. Like I
That's the only option, but you can't leave
and
everybody
I
away. Yeah.
and I did not know. I luckily got a ride to the airport. I threw in my suitcase, and this is what I threw in my suitcase: my computer, my microphone, my light, some
Very
jeans,
important. Yeah.
some underwear, my passport. I mean, I had just a few things, some cash that I had stashed. I didn't even know what to take. And rushed to the airport. It was like a ghost town, and I got on the flight, and I had a sinking feeling that I was not gonna see my home again, and I didn't. I was here for a few years. I had
Wow.
to have somebody move all of my stuff out remotely. I never got to go back to my house. So I did
Wow.
not know what was going to happen. This is the moral of the story. I did not know what was going to happen. I did not know that I was going to be coming to a whole new country and never see my homeland again, my friends, my family. But I knew that I needed to get, first of all, I needed to get to my wife. And I knew that no matter what, I would land on my feet because I got my microphone and I got my computer. And if as long as I've got that
And you're light.
and my light and my light and my voice and my
Mhm.
brain. So this is what I want to tell your wonderful listeners who are listening and they're doubting themselves, or they're saying, "Oh, you know, I don't know if that sounds great for her, but I can't do it." It's if you believe in yourself in any situation, you will be able to rise above it and maybe even accomplish things that you never thought was possible. But don't give in to the doubt and the fear, because fear stops creativity. Fear kills so many dreams. So I just wanted to tell you that story. I know it was a long story, but I wanted to tell that to you so you could understand that, you know, sometimes you step off the cliff. You just got to step off of it.
Thank you so much for sharing that because that is super vulnerable. And also because it just reminds us that we need to lean in when it's the time to lean in. And
Mm.
sometimes it's scary. It is just like the abyss, and you have no idea what's going to happen. But I see this over and over again. I've done that a few times in my own life as well. And I see that with my clients too. A lot of times when a shift like this happens, when you go, gosh, life's just shifting so much than what I had ever imagined, I see it that that is actually your initiation. You come out and there's just a whole new expanded you. Because if you had
Yeah.
stayed in the same place, then it would still be the same operating system, the same country. You're not uncomfortable enough to be fully stepping into your calling. And
Yes.
sometimes life has to make us uncomfortable so that we truly peel off the older mask that we don't need to carry anymore.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and then we come into a newer version. So you get an upgrade with that
Yes.
peeling off.
Yes. And then I landed in a beautiful country, and I am now a citizen of Australia, and I'm very happy to be here. And I'm so happy that I listened to my wife. That's the other moral of the story. Listen to your wife. Yeah,
Oh, I think happy life, happy wife.
exactly.
Beautiful. What are perhaps some other things in your own growth journey as a business owner, as an entrepreneur who's really stepped into her calling? Is there something else that you'd like to share with the listeners to say that lean in, do this, do that?
Yeah.
What's your advice?
I'll give you one of the greatest pieces of advice that I know to give to my dear clients, and I work with some people every single week, like 2 hours a week, every single week, right? What I try to remind them is this: you want to, if you'd like to be successful, and if you want to connect with your audience, your clients, customers, things like that, you want to focus in on giving them the things that they actually need and want, not what you want to sell, not what you want to push, right? Also, I learned in human design I'm a projector, which is it's very frustrating for us projectors because we need to have people come to us, right? So you need to put out that content in order to have that magnetism to bring people to you, to your tribe, to you. But what I found in business is that just because you're good at something, or if I equate it to this, right? If I just keep saying to people, this stapler is the most amazing stapler in the world, and I want this is like the top of the line stapler. I think you should have this stapler. It's only X amount of dollars. It's
And
great.
I go by like I don't even need a stapler.
But if you kind of say, but I'm actually just hungry. Oh, but this stapler it's 50% off in the month of December.
Yeah, but I would be like, I don't care.
Buy one, get one free. But
And then it gets close to almost talking or creepy.
and you're like, all I want is a sandwich. I just want to eat something, but you're trying to sell me a stapler. So this is what we do in business. This is what so many women in business, small businesses, they do is they say, here's the stapler, and your client is saying, I don't want that. I don't need that. And then we give up. We go, oh, business is just, this business thing is just not working for me. No, it's because you were trying to sell something that people didn't want or need. So you got to find out what your potential clients and customers, what they actually really truly want and need, and focus on that. Then it's a much easier road. Trust me.
Oh, I love that because that is totally what I live by as well. And a lot of times clients come in and they'll be like, I'm this credentials, I'm this and this person. I'm like, great. What does your buyer think about it?
Right.
What is the story that they see? What are the results that they see? Is it solving
Right.
their problem or not? And you're really hitting that nail on the head. So thank you so much for that.
You'll never look at a stapler again the same way.
Yes. Yeah. Love it. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Where can people find Christine?
Yes, it's super easy. I mean, they can look up my name and then I'll be all over the place. But the best, easiest way is to go to expertauthoritycoach.com. That's expertauthoritycoach.com. And on that website, there's plenty of places where they can actually book in a free discovery call with me. We can rate your expert authority-ness, if you like, in a half an hour conversation. It's absolutely free. And I'll take you through a little quiz that I created to, they're questions that you should be asking yourself anyway, right? And so each question we'll go through, and then we'll go over the results together, and you can find out where you stand. Maybe what you need to do, what some things that you can do right away. But I also like to tell people what they're doing right. I don't just criticize. I don't just say, "Oh, that website sucks." I tell you what you're doing correctly, and then also some things that I would do if I were in your shoes. So that can all be found at expertauthoritycoach.com.
Yeah, because that's really important. Like, we want to know what's working for us as well. And I always say, you keep doing you, you just do you better.
Yes. Yes. That's very good. That's perfect.
Beautiful. So I hope everybody's really taken up something from today's episode. I've definitely enjoyed listening to you,
Oh,
Christine.
thank
You
you.
are such a wealth of knowledge, really around establishing our authority, knowing that authenticness in us. What do we really talk about? Where do we go? How do we establish that positioning for us? So, by all means, listeners, if you are interested and you want somebody to do that sanity check for you, reach out, find Christine, and whatever it is that you are being drawn to, whatever that calling is, step in today, take that first step. And if you have any questions for us, leave them in the comments below. We'll be sure to get back to you. Lots of love. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.